And welcome to the Dressing Gown Diary. It's been a while since you've heard from me. I do appreciate that. There were some oversights on my part of how I thought England would perform in the Millennium Stadium. You haven't heard from me for a while, but we're back in action now, and we're here to talk about week 3 of the Six Nations. I've also got a special guest with me tonight. We'll introduce him in a while, but first off, let's talk about the weekend's games. This is the crux weekend of the Six Nations. What's going on? Well, we start off at Murrayfield. This is, as it always is, Scotland against Italy. It is the wooden spoon game. Scotland have shown some desire. They were a bit unlucky against Wales. They've shown some creativity in the way they've played. Italy, of course, scored 3 tries at Twickenham that no one expected they'd do. What will happen? I still think Scotland have probably got enough. By how many? Difficult to say. The second game of the weekend, this could also be a definer of the whole Six Nations. We've got France at home against Wales. France went through a period of domination against Wales at Paris, but recently France have done not so well. What will happen? Well, depends. I mean, at the moment, France haven't shown up in this tournament. They've shown some aggression against Ireland. They were physical, but they didn't have any incision. What will happen? Difficult to say. Personally, I think Wales will do well, but I'm sure most of you Dressing Gown Diary followers are more interested in what happens in Ireland. Ireland against England on Sunday. Massive game. So far, Ireland have been pragmatic. They haven't done anything that's electric. They've done stuff that is... well, they did enough against France. They did enough. They knew that France would show up with a big pack, so they kicked to the corners. They played the game. And perhaps this is what Joe Schmidt is really bringing to the game. He is the most sophisticated coach in the Six Nations at the moment. He is showing that you don't have to just play one way. You can play multiple ways, and you can choose the way you play against the different opposition, depending on their strengths and weaknesses. I think England now believe their hype. They've also got a fly half that can be creative. They've got a centre that isn't just the bish, bosh, bang that we're seeing from world rugby at the moment in Joseph. He's got quick feet. He can create space. It is a really, really intriguing clash, and I'm glad to see that England have finally realised that through rugby and with passing, you can create opportunities. But what I want to introduce my special guest tonight and just see what his thoughts are on the games of this weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, how are we doing? Pleasure to see you. Basically, Wales by 4, Ireland by 6, Scotland by 7. That's all I've got to say. I'm not entirely sure I agree with what Lloyd's saying about Ireland. I think they are missing a little bit of creativity without O'Driscoll, but we shall wait and see. We shall wait and see.
Now, for those of you that watched the Dressing Gown Diary before, you will note that this isn't Mr. Dobson's first appearance. He did have a lot more hair, but it was round his face last time.
And now this year
he has flowing locks. Now, anyone that has any thoughts, you can of course get in touch with me at Gown-Diaries and on the Facebook page. If we're lucky, we may also make a video on Sunday morning to discuss the 2 games that could influence the championship, one at the bottom end and the second one at the top end, because clearly if France or Wales win, they've both got opportunities to win the championship, but that depends on the result on Sunday. So it's all to play for. Ladies and gentlemen, you go and watch six halves of rugby. There's a cracking weekend ahead of us. Good luck, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you.